Students, this is your science teacher Mrs. Dipti Tamankar from Adarsh Education Society. Today we will learn current, electricity and magnetism, chapter number 4. Students, you all can see the picture. Yes, different electrical equipments you can see. All these electrical equipments are essential in our day-to-day life. Our life is totally dependent nowadays on these all electrical equipments. Some equipments work on battery, some equipments work on current electricity. Now what is electricity? How this electricity or this current flows, that all we are going to learn in this lesson. Current, electricity and magnetism. Students, to flow current in any object, movement of electron is very essential. Now you all can see the structure of an atom in the given slide. Now where are these electron presents? Electrons are present in an atom. An atom is the smallest particle of any substance. Now as electrons are important, the same way positively and negatively charged particles are also present inside the atom. Electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged, and neutrons are negatively charged. So these three elements are present into the atom. The positively charged particles called protons are heavy and remain fixed in their position. The negatively charged particles called electrons are lighter and relatively free to move about. Under normal circumstances or condition, the number of positive and negative charges in an atom are equal. Positive and negative charges when equal, then there is no flow of any current. But if a charged electroscope is connected to an uncharged electroscope by a metal wire, charges flow through the wire for a short while till the two electroscopes are similarly charged. It is observed that only negative charges, that is electrons, flow through the wire. Positive charges, that is protons, remain fixed and do not flow. The movement of electrons constitutes an electric current. Now electric charges. Again we will see the same thing. All matter in the universe is made up of small particles known as atoms. Atoms are further composed of particles called electrons, protons and neutrons. The protons are positively charged, electrons are negatively charged and neutrons are neutral. They don't carry any kind of charge, neither positive nor negative. Therefore, protons and the electrons basically constitute the electric charge. The electrons revolve around the nucleus due to electrostatic force, and protons are present in the nucleus. The negative charge or electrons that flow through a conducting material such as metal wire is known as electrical charge. The flow of electrical charge through a conductor constitutes an electric current. Basic conditions required for an electric current to flow are as follows. A device to produce an electric current like cell, battery or a plug point acting as a source. Second thing, a conducting wire made up of metal, good conductor of electricity, such as copper or aluminium, which allows electric current to flow through them easily. So, good conductor of electricity. And the third thing is an unbroken loop of wire running from one terminal to the other terminal through various appliances, because if the wire is broken, then the current will break. That is why unbroken loop of wire is essential. to flow electric current in a conductor. Current electricity means lightning is a spark of electricity in the air and bulb uses electricity to glow. Electricity is a form of energy produced by charges. These charges can be at rest, means static, or moving charges, which constitute current electricity. Flow of free electrons in a particular direction constitute an electric current or current electricity. Potential. There is a tendency of the positive charge to flow from a point of higher electric level to a point of lower electric level. This electric level deciding the direction of flow of electric charges is called electrostatic potential. Like how water always travels from higher level to lower level, as you can see in the given picture. Now potential difference means what? Potential difference is the amount of work energy required to move an electric charge from one point to the another. The unit of potential difference in SI system is volt and it is represented by letter V. Now electric current. As you can see, this is a representation of an electric circuit. An electric current is a flow of electric charge. In electric circuit, this charge means electric charge, is often carried by moving electrons in a wire. See, battery is attached and through in that battery, whatever potential difference is available, accordingly the movement of electrons is produced or is carried into the wire. The SI unit for measuring an electric current is the ampere. Whatever electric current is produced in any electric circuit due to battery, it is also measured, and that to measure electric current, the unit is ampere. An ampere is calculated through 1 coulomb per 1 second, means electric charge, the flow of electric charge across a surface at the rate of 1 coulomb per second. So 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per 1 second. 1A is equal to 1C upon 1S. Given picture is of ammeter. An ammeter is a measuring instrument used to measure the current in a circuit. Electric currents are measured in amperes, hence the name. Instruments used to measure smaller currents in the milliampere or microampere range are designed as milliammeters or microammeters. So basically it is measured using a device called an ammeter. With this device we can measure whatever electric current can produce in any electric circuit. Electric current is a scalar quantity. Electric cell. A source is required to produce a uniform flow of charges in a circuit, and that source is called as electric cell. An electric cell is a device that is used to generate electricity, or one that is used to make chemical reactions possible by applying electricity. Various types of electric cells are available today. These are used in a range of machines from wristwatches to submarines. The main function of various electric cells is to maintain a constant potential difference between its two terminals. The electric cells work on the electric charge to maintain a constant potential difference. Dry cell. The electric cells that are currently in use are, first one is dry cell. This is the internal structure of dry cell. A dry cell consists of a zinc, that is Zn, container whose base acts as a negative electrode. The carbon rod placed at the center with a brass cap acts as the positive electrode. An electrolyte is filled between two layers. The electrolyte contains negatively charged and positively charged ions. These are the carriers of electricity. The electrolyte is a wet bulb of zinc chloride ZnCl2, the ammonium chloride NH4Cl. There is a graphite rod at the center of the cell. This is positive terminal of the cell. A paste of manganese dioxide MnO2 is filled outside the rod. Because of the chemical reaction of all these chemicals, electrical charge is produced on the two terminals and an electric current flows in the circuit. Dry cells are very convenient to use as these can be held in any direction with respect to ground and can be used in the mobile instruments. Second type is lead acid cell. Lead and lead oxide, the active materials on the battery's plates, react with sulfuric acid in the electrolyte to form lead sulfate. When battery recharges, the lead sulfate first forms in a finely divided amorphous state and easily gets converted to lead dioxide and sulfuric acid. These kind of electric cells have a capacity to deliver large current. Hence, lead acid cells are used in cars, trucks, motorcycles and uninterrupted power supplies, that is UPS. Type of cell is nickel cadmium cell, NiCd cell. The nickel cadmium cell is a type of rechargeable battery using nickel oxide hydroxide and metallic cadmium as electrodes. NiCd batteries are made in a wide range of size and capacities compared with other types of rechargeable cells. They have a long life and performance at low temperatures. Sealed NiCd cells were at one time widely used in portable power tools, photography equipment, flashlights, emergency lighting, and portable electronic devices. The cells delivered 1.2 volt potential difference and are rechargeable. Student, this is a diagram of electric circuit, simple electric circuit. When a cell holder, an electric bulb and a plug key are connected by connecting wires as shown in the figure, and a dry cell is fitted in the holder, then the bulb lights up by closing the plug key. This means that a current flows through the circuit and bulb lights up. On the removal of the cell, the electric current flowing through the circuit stops as indicated by the bulb, which ceases to glow. This type of connection of electrical components is called an electrical circuit. A circuit is shown in the figure. The cell is shown by the symbol plus and minus. Students, lithium ion cells are used in modern equipments, for example smartphones, laptop, etc. These cells can be recharged. More electrical energy can be stored in these cells as compared to that of nickel cadmium cell. Connecting cell, as you can see in the given picture, to obtain more potential difference than that of a single cell, more than one electric cells are connected in an electric circuit. By doing this, it is possible to obtain higher current. If the cells are connected in the series, the connection of cells is known as a battery of cells. You can see in the given picture, 2 cells, here 4 cells are connected in such a way that electric current can flow through it. Electric current has magnetic effect. Yes, this is one of the significant result of electric current. To show the magnetic effect of current, we can perform simple activity. electric current produces a magnetic effect. Keep a compass needle on a table. As you are aware, it will point in the north-south direction. Lay a copper wire beneath it. Connect the two ends of wire to a battery through a switch. You will notice that the needle deflects when the current is switched on and stays in that position as long as the current flows in the wire. When the current is switched off, the needle comes back to its original north-south direction. In the above activity, if you reverse the direction of current by changing the electric cell connections, the magnetic needle will get deflected in the opposite direction. If you increase the current flowing in the wire by connecting two cells instead of one in the circuit, you will find that the angle of deflection increases. We know that a compass needle can be deflected only by a magnet. Therefore, the experiment shows that a current carrying wire acts as a magnet. This experiment was first performed by Oersted in 1820 to show the magnetic effect of current. He concluded that a wire carrying an electric current possesses a magnetic field around. The strength of the magnetic field depends on the strength of the current. However, the current carrying wire is not strong enough as a magnet to attract an iron nail or small paper clips. This is the picture of electric bell. All are aware about this electric bell, right? Everyone are using it and everyone know. But the actual function, internal function of electric bell, how it consists, that we will see. A simple electric bell consists of an electromagnet, an armature, a contact adjusting screw, a gauge and a hammer. The armature consists of a soft iron rod presses against the top of the contact adjusting screw. When the switch is pressed on, current flows in the electromagnet. It then attracts the iron strip towards itself, causing the hammer to strike the gauge. At the same time, the armature loses contact with the screw and the current is switched off. This causes the electromagnet to lose its magnetism and the armature returns back to its original position to close the circuit once again. Current flows again and the cycle repeats itself till the current is switched off. You observe the picture carefully and understand the mechanism of an electric bell. This is how we have come to an end of this lesson. Current, electricity and magnetism. Read the lesson, go through it for proper more understanding. Thank you for watching video.